Mm. Hey y'all, welcome to the Devon A. Morris Unfiltered call-in show. Have a seat. Let's get ready. You have any questions? Come on, call in. Come on to that Discord channel. Do me a favor. Get the unfiltered crew some finger snaps. We're ready to get started here. Mondays, 8 p.m. Every single Monday, we're here. I'm excited about it. Are you? Let's get this show started, y'all. The greatest scrum show on earth. I'll see y'all soon. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. For some reason, my thing decided to act a fool here, my actual overlay, but that's okay. I'll just make sure that I make it work like it's supposed to as we get started. Well, first of all, if you don't know me, my name is Devon Morris. I am actually your guide on this show. I am going to be helping you with any questions that you have in relationship to Scrum. The first thing I'm going to ask you is to call in. We have spots available for people to call in, so you are welcome to call in. We will always give priority to folks that have called in, but let's talk about a few things before we get started. The first thing that I want to say as we move into and get ourselves going is I want to make sure that you actually like and subscribe. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I always forget to say that, so I want to make sure I say that in the very beginning. And if you don't know how to call in, just in case you don't know, there's a Discord channel. Just look right at the bottom. You'll see that Discord channel. I'll make sure I show it a few times to make sure that you have an opportunity to join us and ask a question if you have questions. The idea behind the show is to kind of ask real world questions that people have. So you're welcome to call in because we do have space available for you to call in and ask some questions that you may have. So it's been a good week. It's been an interesting week. You know, I have a lot of people that I know that are getting employed, that are finding jobs, that are just getting excited about the opportunities that are coming forward for them. And one of the things that I want to do, but they're all hiding right now, is I want to show the unfiltered crew. I normally do that, and when I do, they're hiding normally, but I'm gonna and throw them up on the screen so you can at least. Oh, I didn't grab the wrong screen. So I want to make sure that I show them, and let me go ahead and go to that so you can see them. Okay, they're there. They waved, so I'll bring it back. So again, if you want to go ahead and call in, give a question, again, remember you have to join the Discord channel, and our moderators will help you move forward to ask your actual question. A few notes, so and then we at least know how we're moving forward. In terms of what I have moving forward next week, I think I have a Scrum Master class and an Advanced Certified Scrum Master class. So that's something that I'm gonna tell you what I did today because I am so starved. Like, look, let me tell you something, right? Every year, except 2020, but all past years, 2020 I didn't do it because it didn't make any sense. But every year, I always find a new company to go into to kind of do some work, right? To really get down and coach and just get my feet wet once again, right? Because I like being involved in this environment. I like agile. I love it. I like dealing with new teams, people that just don't know and they're trying to go there, right? And so I'm actually thinking about what company I am going to this year. And I'm thinking I wanted to be a local company in DFW. So I actually went out there and I was looking at jobs. I was just looking at jobs just to see what the requirements were. And one of the things that made me so proud is that there were several jobs that was asking about the Advanced Certified Scrum Master. There was a few of them that asked about the Advanced Certified Scrum Master. So they're looking for a higher degree beyond the actual Scrum Master degree. They was asking for 7 years experience or whatever it is, right? Now, again, I know that may not be good for the newbies, right? And I know there's always newbies here, and that's a good thing. So, newbies. Some of you all were actually probably in my January class, the hardship class. Guess what? I'm having another one, another hardship class. Hardship, April 5th, 6th, CSM. Hardship, CSPO, April 7th and 8th. We're going to do it again. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get several people through. And again, I've had people here that have volunteered. I have people that have gotten jobs, as you've seen when we've talked about it before. So another one of those good things, another one of those amazing things that I like to do. So one, I always check people's hardship, okay? But one of the things that I've done is it kind of eliminated the waiting list. So and then people that need to join, they can join. And I will check their hardship later. If they ain't got no hardship, then I'm going to give them a refund, right? And so that's the way that's going to work now, because people would jump into the hardship and then have all these difficulties, and it's causing me to have to do a lot of extra work. So literally, it is open for people that have hardship. Just look, be honest, people. When you pass it to somebody, if you already have these classes or you're missing one of those certifications, this is your time to get it. But if you pass it to somebody, make sure they got a hardship. Just do me a favor, right? And the good thing is, what encourages me is every time I have one of these hardship classes, I always have somebody that along the way finds a job. Along the way, they don't have a hardship anymore. And they will actually reach out to me. Now, I'm assuming that everybody doesn't do that, right? I'm not going to be stupid here. But I had someone reach out to me this week saying, I no longer have hardship. Please give my spot to someone else, right? And so this is what makes me proud about humanity. Right? I know there's always negative things that happen, but this is some of those things that make me very proud about humanity. So again, if you're having hardship, you're welcome to join this class. If you got one and not the other, you're welcome to join the other one. Again, April 5th, 6th for the CSM, 7th, 8th for the actual CSPO. So just one of those things that's coming, okay? Also, we always let past alumni come to those Bearded Eagle classes. So if you're interested, you're welcome to kind of show up. So just another one of those things for you to think about. Now, last week, I ended up throwing a question out to the general populace, asking about this mailbag thing that we have been doing. And I'd like to bring that up. And when we get somebody that has a question, we will move on to them. People that have questions will always take priority. But I want to go ahead and start to have a conversation about a few things. And probably as I look here, there's a couple questions on the list here. I'm going to go show this list of questions. And I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger. And probably go ahead and make that larger so then you can see that. And I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to get rid of that overlay so then you'll be good to go. You can actually see it, and then we'll have nothing but happiness, okay? So I got 3 questions here. One of them is a really complicated question, so I'll come back to that later. But I have this third one here. What do you find more challenging, leading a team that's new to Scrum or dealing with a first-time product owner, and why? Okay? Now, again, I'll bring the question back up, but it's an interesting question, okay? Leading a new team or dealing with a situation where we have a brand new product owner, first time being a product owner, okay? Now, if I go by numbers and my ability to focus, the easier one to deal with is going to be more than likely the team. So if I got a brand new team to Scrum, assuming that the product owner is not my problem, right? If I got a brand new, okay, well, here's the deal. I said that I have someone actually that's ready to ask a question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this question, and we're going to dive in and allow the person that has a question to join us. So give me a second. Let me welcome the caller here. So boom, boom, boom.
I can, but I
Hello,
don't
hello,
want to
hello,
come.
hello. Can you hear me,
Hello.
caller? You're there. You kind of put your screen away, so I'm going to assume that you don't want to have your face there. So I kind of
Okay.
covered your face up so that no one can see you on a live. So
Okay,
that
great.
being said, my question for you is, well, first of all, how are you doing and what shall I call you?
You can call me G,
Okay, G. All right, G. Well, G,
but I don't want my video on.
no problem. I don't have your video on. Anybody that's looking at you right now will not see your video. So, what's your question?
I want to know what is your advice to someone who is qualified and is looking to um, sort of like penetrate into the agile or any sort of the agile area or some sort of promotion. I know that you have said that you have strongly emphasized getting qualifications. I agree with that. Um, I mean, but there comes a point in time when you realize that you can work and be at a higher level. How do you attain that?
Okay, so can I ask you a couple questions? Um,
Please do.
First question. What certification are you referring to that you actually have?
I have a PMP, I have a master's, I have Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, I
Hmm.
have five certifications in Agile, POPM, CSM, CSPO, CAL-E, SSM.
Okay.
Um, but it's just to realize that next level growth.
Now, when you say next level growth, okay, are you saying that you have experience in terms of agile, scrum, kanban, these types of things? So, how many years of on the ground experience inside of
Ah,
organization do you have?
that's it. The organization is getting increasingly more agile.
Mm-hmm.
So you find that there are some areas where people would have their hands on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that that is my experience. I
Okay.
brought experience with my PMP, brought experience with every other thing,
Mm-hmm.
but still did not penetrate in that organization in those areas with the existing experience I had before the agile. What
Okay.
do I do?
Okay. So now, another question. You are currently working. Don't need to know the
Yes,
organization, but you're currently working. Now, my
yes, I'm grateful
question,
for that.
okay, good. So now my question is, in the area that you're working in, are they against Scrum, against Agile, against
No,
Kanban? Okay.
no, they are not.
Okay.
But in the particular department, there is not that um, they haven't embraced it yet.
Okay. Well, okay, so first statement I'll make to you is everyone doesn't have to embrace it, right? For you to get more experience and for you to be able to have your opportunity with it. I've had management who didn't really care about it very much, but they supported it because it was the direction that the organization was moving in, okay? Now, I'm assuming that that's not your situation, that you got management or other people that are kind of against it and they're kind of slowing down your ability to get more experience and get more involved with it, right?
Mm, their management is into it. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm in a particular pocket, a department that won't see the trickle down, or there
Okay.
might be maybe I'm too low down on the totem
No,
pole.
no.
I don't know.
And truth is, okay, so first of all, let's you can only influence the people that you have the ability to influence. So that's the first statement. So I don't care what level you are in the organization, that's irrelevant to me. But you can impact the people that are normally closest to you. Now, if you're the highest person in the organization, you can have an impact on everybody. So, for example, if I go in as a scrum master, normally I can have an impact on my team and my direct management. Okay. And I'm going to assume that that's more than likely closer to your situation. And your department's not supporting it, is what I heard you say to me. And my question for you is really simple. Is there a reason why you don't want to leave that department?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm quite open to doing that.
Okay, great. Is management preventing you from leaving that department?
Not sure.
Okay, now I'll ask you another question. Have you had a conversation with management about about your desire to move forward in doing this? Like, you know how when you're in an organization, right? And you have these every 6 months, every quarter, every year reviews. You do those things, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
So now, in your objectives, those list of objectives that exist, that they say, hey, in order for you to get a raise, you got to do X, Y, and Z. You know that list of things I'm talking about?
exactly.
Okay. Do you have these things listed in there?
Um, Perhaps not. What is given is a set of goals. You meet them. I've tried to, because of some of my background, I find myself finding the things that don't work and improving them. And but I think I hear you
Okay.
saying put into my objectives or somehow have a conversation saying,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I would like to go in this direction or that.
Yeah, and the
Is that
reason,
what you're saying?
and that's the reason why I'm kind of pointing you in that direction. I'm like taking you step by step through it, right?
Mhm.
Because the first thing is, um, I'm assuming you love the company. I'm assuming you want to be there. Okay, I'm just making those kind of assumptions, right? And then you wanting to be at the company, I'm assuming you want to grow with the company and help the company grow. So I'm making assumptions here, right? That you're not just trying to leave, okay? And then you're not trying to leave. There's people who directly manage you, and part of their job, I'm assuming, is to help make you into a better employee, to help make you more valuable for the company. And that's your leadership, right? And I see, someone actually, Jason, who I talked to last week, said, make sure your leadership know you want to move to an agile project. And that right there, that statement there, is the direction I'm guiding you in. I'm just taking you
Mhm.
step by step, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
how do you let your management know? Well, there's many ways to let your management know. But one of the ways is to have the conversation about what you want to do moving forward. And your direct
Mhm.
manager should be aware of that. And it doesn't sound like
Mhm.
they're aware of that in your case. Now, the statement is this, right? Maybe they're not so comfortable. Okay. So now the question becomes, can you do Scrum in ways to show them that you've had success in you doing it on the ground, with you and a couple other people. So, and then you can show them with this experiment, we've had a little bit of success. Now, if they were against it, that's what I would have told you to do. But I haven't heard you say they're against it since the umbrella of the organization is saying, this is how we're moving forward. We're going to make this happen. Since that's the case, work through the avenues that the organization has planned for you to work through. It is going to be the best way for you not to have a political nightmare. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? So,
Yes.
I am thinking about me when I was an employee for like an Allstate, right? And really, I did have those reviews, and I really wanted them to be proud of the things that I was doing year over year, so I wouldn't just get a get a raise, I would get a promotion, and I want
Mm.
to be able to do the things that I love to do. And I mean, I think I was, probably 20, 28, 29, 30, something like that. And maybe even 26. And here's the deal. Once my management realized how enthused I was about in terms of learning, they just gave me so many things to do. It was ridiculous. When I say to you that they let me do so much stuff that it was crazy, I was doing everything from recruiting to going into the business, working with actuaries, to working in a data warehouse, to doing COBOL, to working on object oriented programming. I mean, they let me do a little bit of everything, but they only let me do that because I expressed an interest. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And so I'm not advising you to go in and blow the organization up. You understand where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm,
I'm not
mm-hmm.
advising you to go in and go against what the organization is trying to do in terms of Scrum. I'm not saying that to you at all. So please, a lot of times when people talk to me, they're like, okay, you're really, really out gun ho about Scrum. You're really, really all in on Scrum. No, 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 no. When I'm on the ground doing Scrum, I teach you in a class. I have to be ideal Scrum. But when it's talking about on the ground, I'm kind of real world Scrum, right? Real world Agile, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? And you have to work at the pace that the organization is willing to go at. Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? They're going to chew you up and spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll put yourself in a situation where you won't get no more raises, man. You won't get any more promotions. And that's not what you want, right? So
Not
it's
at
one of,
all.
yeah, you don't want that. And if you don't want that, then it's good for you to work within the confines of the political system that exists and through whatever ladders that they want you to work through in order to earn your way in whatever direction. Now, again, that does mean you got to play political games. Okay, that means you got to get involved in politics. That means you got to probably work more and be involved in groups and network and all that kind of stuff. You probably got to do more of that kind of stuff. And doing that kind of stuff is going to help you. So if I'm you, I am thinking to myself, how can I let everybody who is touching my advancement know that this is what I want to do? And when opportunities arise,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have the opportunity to be able to do these things. Now, also, it's not just about letting them know, because you can also let them know something else. I'd like to try it on something that we're doing. I'd like to run an experiment to see how this works within our environment. You know, by doing something like that, you actually
Mm-hmm.
give them the data to say, let's do it again.
Mm-hmm. And you
But again,
always say that data never lies.
yeah, yeah. And data is king. Data rules, right? And so everybody wants to align themselves with whatever is successful. And since they do, they want to make sure that they're on whatever that wagon is, and all you have to do is get an opportunity to do it, run the experiment. And once you have run that experiment and you've had some success and you've talked about how you're going to improve. Now, let me throw a caveat out there, right? If you're going to do Scrum, please understand something really important, okay? Make sure that you have retrospectives. Make sure that you improve. Don't go in there and talk about I'm doing Scrum and I'm having one sprint. That ain't gonna work, okay? Make sure you have an opportunity to improve because that will give you a better opportunity to succeed. And really, it's one of those things um, that we classically would call a pilot. A pilot, a
Mm-hmm.
pilot, a
Mm-hmm.
pilot, a pilot, right? And I mentioned this probably in show
Mm-hmm.
number one, where I said, "Hey, do a pilot, do a pilot." But a pilot is like a prototype of this process that you want to do, right? That's what you're doing, right? So my statement to you is, try to put yourself in a position as well where you can run a pilot. And if you can run a pilot, now you got their attention for sure because
Mm-hmm.
they've given you permission to run a pilot. And now, in having permission to run a pilot, you have more reason to have conversations with them about how the pilot is going, or hey, I ran into this problem. Can you help me solve the problem, right? So and you'll hear things from them like, "Nah, we ain't never gonna solve that," or they'll solve it for you. you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
now you are making kind of like your path, right? And I want you to be able to make your path, so and then you position yourself for when the real opportunity comes, that you're like, I'm ready,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready,
Yeah.
I'm completely ready to go. And this thing is like psh, and we take off, right? So when you think about it for yourself, this isn't a complicated thing. And don't make it into anything that's complicated. All you really need to do in terms of your situation is just make sure that everybody who has an impact, don't have an impact on you, that they know I want to do a little bit more agile. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do a little bit more scrum. I want to do a little more Kanban. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? And I'm not saying just your direct report, the people you directly report to. I'm not talking about just your direct management, right? I'd be telling my friends in the organization, I'd be telling people who I'm associates with, I would go and involve myself in any agile stuff that I can without getting any trouble, right? If they got an agile group around, I'm like, hey, you know what? Y'all having this agile group. Can I come just hear it out? Listen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You if you know that agile is happening on other teams, you know what? Hey, you know what? So and so person, I heard about this daily scrum. Would you be? Could I come listen to yours? I'd like to see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be against me just sitting as a fly on the wall in your sprint planning or your retrospective? I've let many people sit in on a retrospective that wasn't a part of the Scrum team.
Mm-hmm.
And are you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to let people do that? No, but they say they're going to be a fly on the wall, right? They say they're going to be a fly on the wall.
Exactly.
They're not going to say nothing, right? Then
Exactly.
why wouldn't I let somebody come in and just kind of
Learn.
vicariously learn, right?
Yeah.
And so, one thing about Agilist that's really, really lovely and really unique is Agilists like to help. They strangely like to help, right? And since they like to help, it's like take advantage of it, utilize it. It's a giving community.
Mm-hmm.
So allow that community to give to you so you can give to it. Now, why am I bringing that up to you? Okay. The reason why I bring that up to you is because you're networking at that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're
Mm-hmm.
networking, right? Now, why do you think I want you to network inside of the organization? So when opportunities come up, you can get
Your
them.
name comes up.
Your name can come up, right? So, what am I saying to you in all these things? Make sure that everybody knows that's around you. This is something that I'm interested in. This is a direction that I would like to move forward in. This is something that I would like to just have a small experiment to see how it goes and how we can work this thing and how I can, one day be completely in this world. Okay? So for you, don't think to yourself, hey, look, let me just tell you something. Let me tell you a big secret so you understand and know. All they can do is tell you no.
Exactly.
All they can do is tell you no. And the statement is this.
Exactly.
If you inside this company, right? And everybody in the company is telling you no. How much longer do you want to be in that company?
Shouldn't be much longer.
So if the thing that for me, now for me, this ain't for everybody, right? For me, I'm a big fan of making everybody tell me no. Because you didn't gave me my answer. You didn't gave me all that I need to know. If I'm over here and I'm super excited, I'm enthused, I've been learning outside of the company, and I'm here, I want to bring some of this knowledge to help to make this company better, all these skills I have, and you just don't want to take advantage of them, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Just I need everybody to tell me no so I can stop loving you all so much. And then what I'll do is I'll come charge y'all more money later on when y'all want me back. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No.
No, I'm not crazy at
No.
all. You give them an opportunity. You give them. You say, look, you're the first ones to get the opportunity. Come on, take advantage of it. I'm not always gonna be in this learning mindset. I'm not always gonna be this cheap. You understand? I got this PMP. I got these five, four, five agile certifications. Come on now, what we gonna do with them? We could do nothing, or we could do something. I don't know. You tell me. So it is one of those things that I just want you to, you know, treat it like you are going to a recruiting event. You know how you go to the,
Okay.
it's like it's one of those things where it behooves me how we will do all these wonderful and great things when we're trying to find a job. But we won't do the same thing inside of the job, right? We'll network with everybody outside of the job. Like, I want to go to another new company. Let me network. No, 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 no. If you're gonna do something, practice those networking skills in the company you're in. That way, when you're ready to go, you got all the skills you need to do what you need to do, right? And so, again, it's one of those things where I really want you to just kind of sit back for a moment and say, if this was a company that I was absolutely brand new to, or no, 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 if this was a company I wanted to get into, how would I network with people outside of this company to get inside of this company? And think of almost every single business unit as being a separate business. Like this is
Mm.
a whole separate entity by themselves. Like, I don't think of when when I know the security department over there, that's a whole different business to me. They have a whole different set of goals and objectives than what my line of business has, right? I'm been into a lot of insurance and finance and stuff like that, and they be having these lines of business, right? And so if I'm in home, that's very different than the auto line, right? These are two, and they
Mm-hmm.
pretty much run like independent companies, and they almost have a president and everything else. They may not call him the president, but they almost have a
Yeah.
president. They have a whole chain of command, right? And so why couldn't you treat them like they're a separate company? Why couldn't you treat them like they're a separate company?
Mm-hmm.
And in treating them like they're a separate company, why couldn't you network with them like you wanted to get into that company?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that you have is you have a huge advantage, right? You have a
You're
huge
inside.
advantage. You're inside. You're inside. And, as long as those people have time, the question becomes, you know, I have had people literally that I have said, you know what? I don't know nothing about you. You don't know nothing about me. I want to learn what you do. Can we do lunch? Can we just do lunch? I'll pay for it, no problem. Normally, normally the meals inside of the building are cheaper than the meals outside of the building. So I'm likely going to take them inside of the building since I don't want to spend none of my money really. But I'm gonna take them somewhere on the inside of the building, right? So then it's no effort, it's no real effort on me. We just got to make a time to meet, and we doing it on company time while they paying us. So I'm gonna pay for your meal, and you getting paid by the company to sit down and meet and tell me about what you do. Now, when I was at Disney, man, I had an internship with Disney, right? College program where you go there in the summertime or over one of the semesters, and so so I love Disney, right? But and so I remember I would go and ask people just what they do, and they would give me a whole life story and everything else. And the people, everybody, every single person I asked that kind of question of thought that they knew me, even though I answered no questions for them. Like, I answered no
Mm-hmm.
questions for them, and they thought
Mm-hmm.
they really
Mm-hmm.
knew me. So now I'm gonna say to you to take another step, to
Mm-hmm.
start reading some books outside of the Scrum space on reading body
Mm-hmm.
language, right? Soft skills type stuff, right? Um, just learning those different cues that people give off, right? So you can more readily or be just simply more aware of them in that networking environment. Because in having a conversation with people, you can tell, you know, um, you can just tell, how what it take the conversation, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and also something you're gonna learn that's really positive, something that you'll learn that's super positive, is you'll learn whether you don't want to be in that department. You understand? They might be working. They might be working them folks over there like 80 hours a week, like for real. We want 24/7. We got the worldwide model going. Nobody goes home. They could be over there looking good because they working everybody like a slave.
Mm.
You'll learn that kind of stuff internal to the organization as well. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
curious. You probably came on at the perfect time, because one of the things is that this, as I was saying in the beginning, when we started the show, and you may
Mm-hmm.
or may not have heard it. Normally, every year I go inside of an organization, mainly because I just want to just keep sharpening the saw, right? There's always,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how long you've been around, there's always something new you want to learn. There's always an opportunity here. So for me, I always want to get myself there, get myself more involved, get myself to be with the program, right? And so I'm sitting up here, and now I have the opportunity to think, to decide how I'm going to move forward, right? And I want you to start doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're a super spy inside your own organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense?
Yes.
So I think I
Yes,
gave
it
you a whole
does.
lot of things here.
You have, and you've checked some boxes for me. You
Okay.
checked some boxes for me, and I think you have solidified some things I had in my mind to do and thought maybe, maybe not. And I'll act on them.
Okay. Well, that's good. Then I think I've met my purpose here. And I'm going to thank you for calling. I'm going to say to you, try some of those things and come back and let us know how those things work for you. Let us know how you
I
tweak them.
will.
Let me know how you change them, right? Because I'm learning too, right? Everything I say don't always work, but in terms of politics, I've been inside of enough organizations where I've seen it, and I've been at the very bottom and been able to reach to the very top in some, and this just is what it is. You just got to go through it and just network, do your thing. I think you can make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you for your confidence vote.
No, no problem, no problem. Well, again, call us back in the future. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your evening or enjoy the rest of the show, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, that was amazing. I am going to actually jump on and pull in our next guest in just a moment, but I'm going to say to everybody that's here, make sure that you subscribe, like, subscribe. These are all good things to do, helps out with the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it and really get into our next caller, who you have seen before. And so I'm going to pull her in, but I know that I don't have to have that silhouette on her face because I know her. How you doing, Miss Lady?
Hello,
I'm
Mr.
gonna this. I'm
Devon.
gonna
How are
call. I'm
you?
gonna call her. I'm gonna call her the star child, the star adult, the star woman, star woman. How you
Okay,
doing?
hold on. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I am amazing. I am amazing.
Wonderful.
So what's going on
Good.
with you?
Well, um, I took your advice and
Well,
things that you were telling me to do.
yeah.
I did connect with your contact,
Uh huh.
and I do know that person,
Ha!
and he's amazing. So we have tomorrow will be our third uh, mentoring conversations that we have. So we have them every Tuesday early in the morning.
Okay.
So we have a we're working on an agenda and how to get to the next level, next step. But what I really was wanting to call today was
Mm-hmm.
what happened today. Actually, I have a
Okay.
very good friend that I connected with after a year, and she's the one who got me interested in doing BA, business analyst work now that, now we're talking Scrum and stuff. And we had lunch today. And I expressed to her that I was looking to move into the Scrum Master role
Mm-hmm.
and going through that process. And she asked me, "Did you apply for the Scrum Master in my department?" And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, no, I don't know anything about it. There's tons of job openings opening up, but I'm not really looking as hard."
Mm-hmm.
She's up here texting and all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes, "I need you to apply." I go, "Oh, well, okay."
Okay.
And coincidentally enough, unfortunately, it closes today, so I have to do that today after I get off with this call.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens to be the position that the contact you gave me, because he moved on to another area. So I'm like, this is coming full circle here. So I'm going to share that information with him tomorrow morning. That really,
Wow.
so yeah. So
How can you beat
I'm a
that?
little nervous.
Now, do
So
you have
what
me
I,
on YouTube?
yeah, oh, you want me to turn it off?
Okay, turn me down on YouTube. Yeah, because I definitely hear the reverb.
There. Is that good?
All right. Yes, that's
Okay.
amazing. So let me let people know, um, because some people aren't aware, and this is something that everyone here should take note of. Okay. Now, brand new to Scrum. We're not talking about someone who's had years of experience with Scrum. Mom, children, already at a location, at a place, doing a very different job. Okay. And Maylene has always been like, when I say ready to go, like ready to grab it and go get what she wants to have, right? Now, we've had some self esteem and confidence things that happen, but that happens to all of us. Okay. It happens to me as well. And we've been working through that. And she was a part of the actual January hardship classes that we had. We had someone last week that was on it, got a job from the hardship classes. So obviously, people are finding success. Um, and here's the thing, she's had this interest, and there was something put out in relationship to the show. The Scrum Alliance gave me an interview, and there was a guy from her job that said, "Congratulations. You're the first black certified Scrum trainer." I said, "I've been a black certified Scrum trainer for years, man. What are you talking about?" And so it caused a conversation. And so I know she works there. And I'm like, "Hey, man, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do me a favor. I have somebody who's brand new who needs to be shown the rope. I don't know where you at. I don't know where she at. But I need you to. I really would appreciate if you connect with her." Now, just remember, as I was saying with the other caller, the Agile community is great because the Agile community likes to help each other, and usually in a very selfless way. Usually in a very selfless way. Um, and so I'm just like, okay, but I need to make sure with her before I pass your name off, and before I need to make sure all these things take some time. So a couple weeks down the road, I make sure that she gets connected with him, even though she was not connected with me on LinkedIn. I'm just saying she was not. And
I
anyway,
need to work on them.
the person reached out to me on LinkedIn, and so I made sure that they got connected, right? And so when she says this is the individual that she's been working with for the past few weeks, that's because of that connection that we kind of made. And trust me, I wouldn't have been able to make the connection if she didn't show the enthusiasm that she's shown in terms of, I really want to do this. I'm really trying to do this. And she's been on the show two, three, maybe four times at this point. And I think all the times have been helpful. And so with her actually making that connection, just like the caller before, because the caller before can do the same thing, where she can go in or turn into an organization and network, learn from people that's there. So, and then when you're trying to move in the organization, you have the networking, the political wherewithal, you have enough people that that when they hear about something, they think about you. And so now we have her in a situation where Her friend is like, hey, you're doing this out. Yeah, I'm really doing it. I'm really doing it. And bam, they're like, well, this position came up. And that position's connected to him. Sometimes the universe just works in that way, right?
Yeah, that was really, really interesting. I was like, really? So
It's
I'm
beyond
gonna talk
interesting.
to him tomorrow.
The question that you got to ask yourself is, are you ready for it? Let's
I
just
don't
say they
know.
said to you, oh, no, I don't want to hear that.
Well,
Let's say,
I'm looking
after
for
all
some
this,
interview.
did you see how much I propped you up just a minute ago? Like, I propped you up, propped you up. and you said, I don't know.
I
Go ahead,
don't
say
know.
what you're going to say.
I want to get interview ready, or some pointers. I haven't interviewed. I've been here so many years. I didn't even interview when I got the job. It was just my sister-in-law just gave it to me. She said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. You want to work at Costco? Sure." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, your
So that's
sister-in-law
how I
hooked you
got
up.
in.
That was a plus. So
Yeah.
then, so then the
So,
question becomes, so now you know that you don't want to be in the position that you're in
okay.
that actual position. You know that. So
Okay.
the advice that I'm going to give you is really simple. You need to immediately prepare yourself like you're leaving Costco.
Okay.
Not understand. I'm not saying this for you to leave Costco.
Right.
I'm saying give Costco enough love and respect for you to earn your way to the next place. Does that make sense? So let me give you an example so you understand, right?
Okay.
Back when I was becoming a certified Scrum trainer, um, you know, I gave them, we're supposed to give them a deck, a presentation of how we do Scrum, and I grabbed something from a client that I put together, and I gave them that, and it had a bunch of non-Scrum stuff in it and everything else, but I wasn't going to create something new, right? I have been doing Scrum from 2005, and I'm applying late 2012 now. Late 2012, I'm actually applying. Okay, so I make it through everything. There was a couple bumps in the road. I did all of the co-trainings I need to do, and the interview came. Now we go through this process, and it's likely on a Saturday. Yeah, it was on a Saturday, where we have to go in and train in front of a bunch of trainers. So we got to show our chops. We got to show that we can do it, right? Now they said that I was the first to ever do this. I don't know because I wasn't in before me. So I went in like my grandmother would have expected me to go in. Suited, booted, pretty much like I'm going into an interview. Pretty much like I don't want to embarrass my grandmother. Like I'm going in to go earn this job, right? Like I'm going in ready to put the work in, right? And they came to me and they was like, okay, here's the process. The first thing is they was impressed with how I was dressed up because I dressed up not like the normal agile community. I dressed up like I was coming to come get my spot. You understand? They
Yeah.
came to me and said, look, man, you know what? Here's the topic you're going to do. We let y'all go out to prepare for 5 minutes and then we bring you back in to do the topic. They gave me my topic. I said, nah, man, I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to do this right now. I don't really, I'm already prepared. I've been doing this for years now. I'm prepared. You understand the difference? I'm prepared. You understand? I want you to stop being surprised by opportunities that are placed in front of you. I want you to be ready for them. You've known for months that you want to do this. If you was leaving Costco, you would have all these things prepared. So give them enough decency and respect to prepare for your next opportunity.
Okay. I see
Because
what you're saying now.
when these things come up and they hit you and they surprise you, just imagine if you was prepared, you could have been like, here's this, here's what I've been doing so far to get myself in that position.
Right.
Because look at what you've done. Just understand, you've put a resume together. You've been involved in this call-in show. You can show them questions you've asked. You can say you've been involved in some of the back end stuff. You can actually say that. You can actually say that you went to class here, here's how you got it. Let me show you how I'm motivated. Let me show you how I've learned. You can actually say all those things. And all those things can be ready to be presented to them. But you have to be ready to present that stuff to them. You have to be ready for them to say to you tomorrow, you know what? Can you show us right now what you've done? If you're not ready for that, then I'm concerned. I want people to be able to vouch for you. Like my man, he'll vouch for you as much as he think you're ready. Okay? And he should do the right thing. If you're not ready for that particular position, he should say maybe in a year or two. And that's fine. Okay? He would have a better gauge of that, and you can have that conversation with him. But here's the deal. What you never want to be in a position of is if he was to say she's ready and he puts you in front of people that he is recommending you for and they don't feel like you're ready because you didn't come prepared.
Right.
You will have just officially embarrassed everybody that's associated with you because you weren't ready. So I need you to now say to yourself, moving forward, you want to be ready so you can turn it around in an hour. The interviewing thing is, you're internal. You understand? You're internal. The only thing that should be, okay, now I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to assume that people that have higher titles are going to make you nervous. They made me nervous back in the day all the time, right? Still to this point, sometimes I'll walk in and I'm talking to a CIO of some big company and it's like, this dude's scaring me. Okay? But it only scared me because he got the title, right? That's it, right? Just because he got the title, right? I get some people that come to me and they say here, certified scrum trainer, and then next thing you know, the title got them, right? And you know I ain't nothing to be scared of, right? But again, that's the difference between when you knew me then, right? Remember back then, and now what you know of me, and the two people in those two different times are the same you, but you just think of me differently. So I want you to be ready for those things to happen. And right now, you're not preparing yourself. Again, if somebody came to you tomorrow outside and said, not to mention any competition, anything like that, Amazon said, hey, we want to give you this big job, Scrum Master, but we need you to show up today. Can you come by in the next hour? Would you be ready? Would you be ready? Now, the good thing is, if you get yourself ready, then you got time to get through your nervousness. It's horrible to prepare things while you're nervous. Like, how you just, you like got that assignment that you've been last minute, last second you turned it in. And it would have been better if you would have worked on it 24 hours prior, right? Gave it another day because you just made some dumb mistakes that you didn't have to make. This is the position that you're in now. And you're going to have to ask yourself, you want this. You know you want this. Show everybody you do.
Okay.
Because everybody don't know you. Everybody don't know Devon Antoine Morris. Everybody don't know me. And when I walk into a building, I got to show and prove. And when I show and prove, then everybody know me. But everybody don't know you. And since everybody don't know you, how are you going to make the name for yourself?
Sure.
What name are you going to make for yourself moving forward? I don't know how, your family is, but I'm assuming that you have people in the family that want to see family move up in life.
Mhm.
that expect for you to go in and be ready for these different cultures that you're not a part of that culture, and expect you to kind of
Mhm.
push back some of your culture so and then you can kind of fit in so you can get in. Well,
Right.
you got to fit in so you can get in. And so if you're not ready to get in, you'll have some people say no to you because they're thinking about other things. You're a strong woman. Your kids would be proud, right? You have a plethora of people around you that be so proud, right? And so
Right.
you need to go in there and you need to get yourself ready to go. You need to get yourself ready to go like you was leaving that organization. Give them enough decency and respect because they have taken care of your family for many, many years at this point. I'm not saying you didn't work, right? But they have
Mhm.
done things to take care of your family for many, many years. And now the statement is clear. You need to go in there and represent so you can do greater things for your family. And there's no reason why you can't. You have all the skills, you have all the ability, you have all the everything that you need. You have all the everything that you need. Why did I want you to connect with the guy in Costco? Why? 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 So you can build your confidence, not your desire to want it. Your desire's there. I mean, your desire is on 10,000. But I need the work to go in it, right? And so this is one of those moments where I would say to you, and I'm not saying this to do this, right? But if it's me, you know what I'm gonna be doing tonight? My resume is gonna be ready to go in the morning.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure everybody. I'm gonna first make sure everybody's taken care of. Well, I'm gonna make sure I make the deadline first. That'll be the first thing I'm gonna do. One of the two things. I'm gonna make sure I make the deadline, right? But make sure everybody's settled. Everybody's let them know. Look, hey man, y'all got to calm down tonight, cause we can do this tomorrow night. But tonight, y'all got to calm down and make it easy for me tonight, right? So make sure everybody in the circle know, hey, this is a night where I'm just not available. Okay, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whatever we need to do, right? Um,
Right.
so we gonna
Mhm.
do that first, right? And we gonna make sure they good, right? And then once you make sure they good, then I want you to make sure that you have presented yourself in a way that will position you to move forward. Because here's the amazing thing that the amazing opportunity you have. You can ask the guy in the morning and say, look at my stuff. This is what I submitted. What did I do wrong? Who gets that opportunity? You understand what I'm saying? Who gets that opportunity? And he
True.
can help tell you what you did right and what you did wrong. So then when that opportunity comes up again, you're ready to go. I'm
Right.
not saying that you're gonna get this. I'm gonna assume that you won't. But here's what I do want you to get: feedback from it.
Right.
You understand? And you can't get
Yes.
feedback from it if you didn't go in it prepared. I don't want your feedback to be like you didn't have your stuff together. That's sucky feedback.
Right.
That's no
Mhm.
feedback, right? I want feedback to
Right.
be on the stuff that you have presented. And again, sometimes you get an opportunity because you put the effort forth. And so I need you to put that effort forth. I need you to go in ready to go. I need you to give it to them. You have people that said to you, apply for this. Do you understand what that means? When somebody tells you to apply for something,
Right.
I have had family members that have had opportunities like a full college ride at a particular university put in front of them and saying, all you have to do is apply. And you're in. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. You're in. And they didn't apply.
Wow.
You understand? So you,
Mhm.
you can't beat the connections that you have. You got people around you at the job that love and care about you. And when they're telling you about the opportunity and telling you to apply, you have no choice but to do it and to make them proud when you do it.
You're right.
And remember, I told you, guess what? You can't embarrass me when you're on the street, right?
I know, I know. We can't embarrass you because you will not know that. I know. You disown us. I know,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
told
yeah. And
us that.
I have ways to
Yeah.
find out. Obviously.
I'm sure you do.
So you got work to do tonight.
I know. I know. I do. I do.
Well,
And I
that's a
lost
good
an
thing.
hour this weekend. That sucks.
That's okay. That's okay. Losing an hour this weekend wouldn't have helped you. Maybe a little bit more sleep. But tonight is not a night to be sleeping.
No,
Yeah.
sir.
I don't need you to sleep on the opportunity. I need you to grab hold
Oh,
of the opportunity and take advantage of it. So at a minimum, if you don't get the position, you get the feedback.
correct. That's true.
And again,
Yes,
you don't get
sir.
it, don't be so disappointed. But get some if you don't get no feedback, then I would be disappointed.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All
Look at
right.
that. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Well, that means I'm gonna be back on the show soon with the
That's true. Well, you
Believe
got
that.
work to do tonight. Let me know how it goes. You shoot me an email, whatever it is. Just let me know how it goes. You know you're good with me. But yeah. Look, take that information to do tomorrow for real. I'm not gonna
I
say his
will.
name. EH, right?
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, make sure you take it to him and say this is what I did. I know I may be jumping the gun, but I got to go after this stuff. And he gonna be like, oh,
Right.
he gonna encourage you. I know he is.
Yeah, I know you will. I already know.
Okay, then you're good
Well,
then.
all
All right then.
right.
Well, you tuck the
So
kids
thank
away
you.
and go take care of your stuff, and then
I
talk to me
will.
soon.
I will.
All right.
Bye,
Have a good
everyone.
night. Thank you.
Bye. Uh huh.
All right, everybody. I gotta do a hand for that because that was really amazing. That turned out to be much better. I like connecting with people that have already been on the show because you all get to see the journey, right? I mean, yeah, you get to see the journey. You get to see the journey. I'm just looking over at Amazon. I see that Gonzaga is number one and Illinois is like number two. I went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, so I'm gonna be watching, March Madness this year for sure. So anyway, that's a tangent. But the idea though is that you get to see people's journey, and it's a nice thing to see people's journey. But here's the deal. I think we've done everything we need to do for this show. I am gonna say, hey, for everybody that has attended it live, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. We're gonna make sure we get all these things, chop them out, make sure that we put all these things out, so then you can actually get this information because there's a lot of people that look at these things later on in the week. So on that note, I'm gonna say, there's no one else here. So I'm gonna say, y'all, hey, have a good night. I appreciate you showing up. I'll see you next time. Again, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you like. Those things always help. So please do that. And I will see you next week, same time. Thank you so much. Enjoy your week.